Hello, everybody, and welcome to the checkerboard floor. I'm back. So today's just chilling today. No big deal today. Was out and about doing some errands, running some. Take these glasses off. I was running some errands, doing some stuff around the house. Uh, just a lazy day today. The weather's getting a little cooler. The sun is pulling back a little bit. Winter's about to be here, so we all getting ready for that. Working on things, keeping the yard up to par, and just keeping things right. I was out running some errands today. Went to the hardware store. Had to get a couple of things and make sure things was good to go around the Jesus. But other than that, everything's been cool. How's everybody doing today? While I was out today, I stopped at the gas station, got some gas, and I was leaving the gas station, and I went around the corner, and there was this guy laying on the ground. Okay, he looked like he was dead, but I drove past him and I seen two people next to him, so I looked, went down, made a U-turn, came back, and then I rolled down the window and asked the people. I said, "Is he okay?" And they said he overdosed, and we just called the ambulance or the police department. She said he overdosed, and we're waiting on the police to come. I said, "Well, he looks dead." So they said, "No, he's all that tweaker talk." But I said, but then it got me to thinking about something. It got me thinking about the drug business and the drug game. Because I remember back in the late 70s, early 80s, when weed has always been around. So I'm not even going to talk about weed today. But when cocaine was around, cocaine was a big deal back in the day. Well, I mean, I guess it's a big deal now. The Colombians is making a killing. But when they figured out the formula for crack in the 80s, that's when the turn for the worse on the street level went bad, because cocaine had always been around. It used to be the party drug. Studio 50, 51 or Studio 55, whatever they used to have. That real popular club. It was drugs all through there. The police department was using cocaine. Remember that big bust they had going on down in Los Angeles and Miami with all those police officers that was involved in drugs? So cocaine has always been around. It's just when they figured out that formula for crack in the 80s down in LA, and then that went global, you saw a real decline, because that was a highly addictive drug. And everybody in here knows somebody that was on drugs, selling drugs, a part of it. In the 80s, 90s, it was big. It was big business on all levels. So it got me to thinking about, is white supremacy holding the supreme string over the drug game? Because when it was cocaine, everybody was using it. And the laws weren't really doing nothing. But once it became crack, remember all those laws that went into effect with Ronald Reagan and Just Say No to Drugs. And I remember when Len Bias was smoking crack, and Len Bias died. He was about to get drafted to the Celtics, Boston Celtics. And all these laws started coming down the line. That mass incarceration deal came into play. But crack was going towards the black community. So I saw a lot of police officers now. Remember the battle rams? They used to bust down people's doors coming through there and just, wreaking havoc in Los Angeles. And I remember in Oakland, this is when I was living in Oakland, oh man, all the deaths and it was constant police uh, enforcement to stop drugs and the crack. It had an era, the crack era. So everything was being geared towards stopping drugs. Stop drugs. Ronald Reagan had all them campaigns. Nancy Reagan, she put out those big campaigns, stop drugs, because it's in the black communities and urban communities is what they said, but urban is a code word for black. Always remember that. When you hear urban, they're talking about black communities. So all the urban communities, they had to make this big stop and big push on crack cocaine. But when it was regular powder cocaine, there was not a big deal. But during the powder cocaine era, it was more geared towards white people. So that's what got me thinking, does white supremacy control the drug strings also? And when it was powder cocaine, they allowed a lot of things to go through. Now, they did keep busting the Colombians and the Mexicans at the border trying to get that money, but they would bust them, take that money, and a lot of scams would happen. They was putting a lot of that cocaine back on the streets. Remember that big deal that was going on in New York, in New Jersey, with all those police officers? They would bust it, take it, put it into evidence. Somebody would come through the evidence, take it, and they'll sell it back to the drug dealers, back to the streets. So I'm seeing that when it was powder, there was a sort of everybody's making money, we're all making big money, and it's all good on that level. But when it became crack, it was a problem when it hit the urban community. So it takes me to this period now. Now with the full circle to what I'm talking about, with the guy being laying down next to the store, dead. He was dead, overdosed. He was on fentanyl or crystal methamphetamine. Okay, now it's a big drug infestation with fentanyl, with crystal meth, with particularly white people on these particular drugs. Why isn't the government now having a big campaign because of the drugs that are here now? Fentanyl, crystal meth. Where's the battle rams? Because I'm seeing this guy that was on the ground, he was a white guy, and the people around him were white. And as I'm driving through the city, I'm seeing all these, the people that I'm seeing now are predominantly of the Caucasian ethnicity. I see a lot of people out there. You ever see them people that be out there, they be high and they be doing that lean over thing, and they won't fall, but they be bouncing back, and that eyes closed and boom. But I swear to you, I watched a dude one time, he would not hit the ground. This dude, this was his body. He bent over, he hit one of these, boom, came back up, eyes still closed. Did a head back, wow, came back. I'm like, this dude ain't gonna fall. Eyes were like, almost shut. I'm like, this is crazy. This dude is on one, but they will not fall, man. This one lady, I was in the casino one time. I was in the casino one time, and it was this lady that was so high off something in there. She was playing the game, and her head almost went down to where you push the button on the casino, to hit the button, and it stopped right before that and came back up, and she was just, she was on one. Yeah, they won't fall. But yeah, man, I'm talking about the fentanyl that's in everything now, the crystal meth that's in everything. Heroin was big a couple of years back, but I didn't even see a real push on heroin. And now heroin's been around since the Bumpy Johnson days. So it's been around since the 60s. So, but I really saw that crack push in the 80s, 90s, because but I also saw a lot of black people getting rich. So it was like, they're making so much money. Do we gear towards this? Because now with this crystal methamphetamine opioid pandemic, or this fentanyl pandemic, I just don't see and it's a pandemic, I just don't see the push that they had during that crack era, when this should be the fentanyl era. I'm seeing a lot of people just on the streets like zombies, allowed to run amok. No police officers like it was. You still see the killings. You don't see the brutal killings that you did see with crack, because, you know, I just don't know why that is, because maybe the money was there so fast. But I see the same, yeah, I'm not even in the streets like that no more to really see it, so I can't answer that question. But I do see, I know what I see when I'm driving by, and I see all these addicts out there. I see all these people just strung out, and I don't see the ad campaigns anymore. I don't see Biden running a Just Say No campaign to stop this fentanyl crisis. Now let me tell you what I do see. I see them saying that, oh, the people that are high on drugs now, which is a lot of the dominant society, they have a problem. It's a sickness. We need to open up more rehabilitation and doctor clinics to help these people. They're giving them help. But when it was crack in the urban black neighborhoods, it was a pandemic that needs to be stopped by all means necessary. So I see the difference. I see them, they're giving out those EpiPens, the pens that stop you from overdosing, in schools now. It's such an epidemic. So they're giving out help, more help now to stop. It's not even to stop it, it's to, let's give them help prior to, let's get that battle ram and kick in their door. Let's make sure that these police officers are running down everybody that they see and stopping them on the corners and making sure that they just that push. I don't see that push, not now. So it's just, I see a difference. I see a difference. So it takes me to questioning the system. Why isn't the system pushing it tough like they pushed it when it was a urban black pandemic? Now it's well, it's still urban, because when I drive through the hood, I see a lot of trailer trash on that shit. So it's still that type of pandemic, but it's just not urban pandemic anymore. So is it important, or is it not important? You know, it makes you question this whole thing, man, about this drug thing and about what's really going on. So yeah, like I said, I don't want to be on here too long today. I just saw that, seeing that guy on the streets was something else, man. Seeing that wasn't cool. So that just made me want to just jump on and talk about, I'm seeing dead people now on the streets, and I still don't see the fight to stop it like I did in the 80s and 90s, when my friends were getting shot, my friends were getting killed. You know, my friends, yeah, we got to stop it because there's a lot of deaths from violence because of the money that was involved in it. But we're not going to stop it now for some reason. Yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. But I want to thank everybody for tuning in real quick. Like I said, I'm not going to be on here too much longer today because I got things to do today. And I'm about to make a couple of runs, get out here and make it do what it do. I want to thank everybody again. I need you guys to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff that gets you on the board. Because I'm trying to get on the board, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to keep bringing you truth. I'm going to keep bringing you knowledge. And I'm going to keep making it do what it do. Thanks a lot. See you guys next time.